We're just going to have a little chat about, maybe you want to buy some kit that we've been talking about today, who knows. And we've got John Bartlett. Hello, John.
Hi, nice to see you.
And you work for Fineline Media Finance?
Fineline Media Finance.
And
the oldest established media finance company in the industry.
So you help people purchase the kit we're talking about?
We do indeed.
So tell us a little bit about it, what the options for finance of camera kit monitors, etc.
Yeah, fairly straightforward, really. If we were to liken it to buying a car, the options are basically either hire purchase or leasing. And in the main, that's the same value that we put. We look at the equipment itself, what the value of the equipment is. We look at the customer and evaluate credit-wise that their ability to service the needs of the contract. And roll on from there, really. So it may be a 2-year, 3-year, possibly even a 4-year transaction that we enter into. But very much geared towards the customer's needs, their ability to service the debt.
So obviously you get a lot of customers coming to you, always asking for various pieces of kit that they want and financing for this kit. But what sort of trends are you seeing at the moment?
I'm certainly detecting more and more people are talking about 4K than previously. How long it will be before such time as it were, the in-home industry has the ability to benefit from it is another matter. But then arguably, perhaps we were saying that about 3D. But now it seems almost impossible to buy a new television that doesn't have 3D on it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But at this point in time, we still believe there's some major issues in workflow on 4K. So we'll see what happens with that.
So while I've got you here, I mean, obviously you've got great big production companies that walk around here, but you've got a lot of self-shooters, independent guys, worried about, everybody's going to get all this great kit and I can't afford it. I don't have stacks of cash in the bank and massive credit ratings and things like that. Is that a big problem these days for getting finance? All
I would say is that Fineline built its reputation with freelance cameramen. And gradually, as time has gone on, some of those have formed their own companies, some of those have formed much, much larger companies. And we now deal and pride ourselves in dealing right the way through, from freelancers right the way through public companies to major corporations, international corporations as well.
And does it have to be new equipment? What about if there's second-hand?
Needn't be new equipment at all. But we're always looking at the value of the equipment on the day that we acquire it and the likely value of the equipment in 12 or 24 months' time as well, so that we can measure our risk accordingly.
And if people are outside of the UK, or well, obviously people are living worldwide now, it's a small world, are you purely UK focused?
Purely UK at this point in time. We've had various looks into dealing in euro, but if we deal in euro, there's all kinds of legal issues as well. Ultimately, we're owned by NN Rothschilds, the merchant bank, who are renowned worldwide for their inability to enter into a severe risk. So that's always going to temper the way that we look at what we do. That having said, of course, I've already said that we look first and foremost at the equipment. If we're happy with the equipment, then we can start to move forward to the next stages.
So the difference between coming to somebody like yourself and, let's say, going to your local bank manager and asking for money, what's the benefit of going to somebody like yourself for this sort of financing?
We know and understand the equipment. We know the industry and we know and understand the equipment. That's the benefit.
And if people have heard this, they want to find out a little bit more about you guys and how they can contact you and talk about getting some finance to buy all this lovely kit that we're talking about in the rest of the show, where can they find you? Well,
you can find us on stand G58, or you can find us on the website, which is www.fineline.co.uk.
So you're here for the rest of the show? G58?
G58.
Brilliant. John, thank you very much for coming on. And it's always good to have, we talk about this equipment and everybody goes, oh, but I can't afford to buy this sort of thing. They're just talking about it all the time and I want it. So you're the person to talk to about this.
Well, I would like to think so.
John, thank you very, very much.